Hey everyone, it's Aureolin. We're back to another episode of Aureolin's Heartrate Gaming. We're back to Idle Heroes with the latest weekly event and a couple other important to point out updates. So first off, at the end of the workshop of the collection event, as you can see, I got just over 2,400 of the collection items. So, I mean, like I said in the last video, if you don't have Valkyrie and, you know, you're anywhere between early to mid-ish late game, Valkyrie could still do you a lot of good. So if you don't have her enough copies of her to E5 her, I would get her. She was my very first E5, and then eventually it just became too competitive and I had to swap her out. So then if you're not interested in any of the other stuff, it comes down basically to orbs or scrolls. I usually just go all in on scrolls because it's harder to collect enough of the scrolls to complete an event than it is the orbs. So I'm just gonna go all in on the scrolls this time because the last event was the special holiday event, and I went super duper all in during that event, and I think it's put me behind just a bit. So I gotta catch up. Okay, so then we have this Spring Festival card. It's $30 and you get an elite hero, 30 scrolls, and some gems. And then as you collect these stickers, you get the opportunity to get more gems and more scrolls. Yeah, and at first I thought, oh, these stickers, that's so cool. You're gonna get these like as extra just because. No, if you click on it, it says you have to buy the Spring Festival card to get any of them. So I was a little disappointed about that. That would have been cool if they just kind of threw that in as a bonus, but they didn't. And then in the limited packages, they're giving you a chance to pick up another Amon-Ra copy, but for $100, and they're releasing the new Garuda skin, which is Law of the West. And she's Cowgirl. Well, I guess technically a sheriff, but it has holy damage, damage reduced, and crit damage. I'm a little curious as to why they keep trying to westernize her. It's like they picture her as a very American type hero. I don't know if she's supposed to be a nod towards Native Americans, but then it would be weird to dress her as a cowboy if that were the case. I don't know. She seems like an odd character to be dressing that way. I would almost see them going more in like a forest sprite, elf, fairy type route, but whatever. It's a good skin. The stats are cool. Then we have the Wishing Fountain event going on, and of course, as always, try to complete this because you get those orbs, and then at the end, 5 relics. So always really great to complete this event, get those orbs. Orbs are where you're going to get the best payout on fodder heroes and just heroes to build your other heroes. So Super Wishing Fountain does not apply to this, but normal Wishing Fountain is what you want, and you need 240 coins to complete it. Moving on to Shelter, they're actually throwing some really awesome heroes in Shelter this time. Valentino, he's really good. I mean, if you're super late game, then yeah, maybe it's sort of like a meh, but if you're anywhere before late game, really good. He's got, you know, stun, so he's got CC, he's got damage, he's really awesome. And then they're giving us Gustin, which Gustin he's kind of one of those heroes that's really interesting. He has a lot of very unique abilities that are really only helpful in certain scenarios. He's kind of unique though. He could be handy. I haven't bothered trying to build him yet just because of his abilities being so specific, but yeah, like he can save your team in certain fights for sure, certain really tough fights. So he's really good too. And then they're giving us Oberon, which Oberon, of course, he's still really, really awesome. He's got lots of CC with like really good CCs, so he's really cool. And then Kroos. I mean, what team doesn't need Kroos? I mean, and the best part about Kroos is that you only need to 9 or 10 star him, about like at most. Because really what you want is for him to get to half health and trigger off that 2-round stun. And any bonus armor reduction he does in the meantime is just icing on the cake. So yeah, if you're, you know, just starting, or if you're early in the game, or if you're mid game, I mean, and some of these, like I said, are even late game, but like all of these are worth picking up. I might go ahead and get these three, Valentino, Gustin, and Oberon. I already have a lot of Kroos copies, so I don't really need him, and I do need the fodder, but all three of these I'm probably going to go ahead and just get, just so I have the copies, so that in the future, if I decide, oh, I want to build that, then I have them. But yeah, if you are still working on your team and still getting going, all of these are really good. And, you know, it has the bonus of coming with gear, so get them. That's all I can say. And then the light and dark heroes they put in here are actually pretty decent. Asmodel and Dark Arthindol are both really good, but still 2 5-star dark or lights and then 2,000 gems. I don't think it's worth it. I just don't think it's worth it. So I would focus on these factions, and I would get these for sure. And then Grey Dwarf's Blessing is coming back. Woo! So that means I can finally get my armor for Terra. Yeah, unequip. Boop. Yay! And then my whole team will once again have the full set of armor that it needed. That's the warrior one, right? Okay. Here we go. Boop. Doot. Yay, warrior gear for my Terra. Stop it, artifact. All right, there we go. I'm actually really enjoying Terra. I know there was a lot of hesitation about him and about whether or not he was going to be good, and I was a little hesitant. I was curious to see how he was going to work, especially considering he has no self-sustain and things like that. But he is hardy as all get out, and he dishes out more damage than my E3 Penny, so I really like him. I'm still going to prioritize E5ing my Garuda first, of course, but I'm really enjoying Terra, and I do not regret putting him on my team. I really love it, and every time he gets out the passive nulling ability on any of the heroes, I'm just like, yes, because, you know, that's like a slew of things that they're not going to be able to use. I love it. I really like it. So the new thing, the new update, let me get to that. Okay, well, I was hoping I could show it, but unfortunately it's on the page with my email, and there's no easy way to cover that up, so. But they changed a little bit in Brave Trial again. So now in Brave Trial, your little, oh, I'm in the wrong spot. Your little badges here at the top, your little badges carry over. They're gonna let us keep them so that we have a better chance at actually beating night mode. Before, I was getting really lucky if I could clear night mode without having to spend at least 1,000 gems. Now, however, if you are buying the monthly card, let's see, where is it? This beating night mode, you know, nets you 800 gems, and then on top of that, the completion, which is another 500 gems, so 1,300 gems. So as long as you're spending under that gem amount, it's still worth it to complete night mode. But you still have to wait till you get like the right run, you know, like you haven't spent that many badges, because once you hit 12, things get crazy in night mode. But they're letting us keep our badges now, so you can accumulate them over the month and then beat night mode when you got enough badges to clear it without having to spend gems, which is great. That's awesome. I love it, unless they made it harder, because I don't know. I kind of beat it before they updated. But also, the other new thing is that in night mode, on stages 3, you know, the ones with the badges, 3, 6, 9, 12, and 15, we're going to be fighting teams that match your power. So it might be a little harder, and it might almost force you to have to use some of your badges to like use the Idol of Blessing and sort of power up your team a little bit. But it is giving us a chance to get to night 15 a little more consistently, or at least once a month. I kind of wonder if and when they're going to add new light and dark reward heroes into Brave Trial 15. It would be nice if they threw in some of the other heroes. Like, I would love it if Amon-Ra was in there. I need some more Amon-Ra copies, and if I had a chance at getting Amon-Ra at the end of that, I probably would try a little harder. So anyway, I think... Oh yeah, let's spin the wheel. We didn't spin the wheel yet, so let's do that. Ready, set, go! So as always, we just... typically you want to spin the wheel until you get the 4-star. And if you're still getting going, if you're still new to the game, it might behoove you to even wait until there are light and dark hero 4 stars on the wheel. Just keep refreshing. You can refresh it every 3 hours. So just come back every 3 hours, hit the refresh, and if there's a light or dark 4-star on the wheel, spin till you get it, and then quit, and then come back later and try again. Yeah, because that's a great way to get light and dark fodder. So on top of, you know, all the profit orbs and super wishing coins you're going to be getting, then you'll get light and dark fodder. So good stuff, really good. I think that's, I mean, they added a couple new stories to some of the heroes, if you're interested. I think it was Cthugha, Amon-Ra, and one other. I don't remember, but there's 3 new heroes who have stories if you're interested. But that's pretty much it for this event. So yeah, that wraps it up. If you enjoyed, make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. See ya!